The widespread consumption of ultra-processed foods is having a profound and detrimental effect on digestive health, leading to a range of gastrointestinal issues that often go unnoticed until they evolve into chronic problems. These highly manipulated food products are frequently devoid of dietary fiber, a fundamental component of a healthy diet that supports digestion in multiple ways. Without adequate fiber, the digestive tract struggles to function efficiently, resulting in constipation, irregular bowel movements, and more seriously, long-term disruption of the gut microbiome, the complex ecosystem of bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms that reside in the gastrointestinal tract and play a crucial role in maintaining overall health. Fiber is essential for adding bulk to stool, promoting regularity, and facilitating the smooth passage of waste through the colon. In a diet rich in whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and legumes, fiber acts almost like a broom, sweeping the intestines and reducing the time waste spends in the body. But ultra-processed foods, often made from refined flours, added sugars, and stripped grains, are virtually fiberless. As a result, regular consumption of these foods leads to sluggish bowel movements and chronic constipation. This condition, beyond being uncomfortable, can cause bloating, abdominal pain, and even hemorrhoids or anal fissures due to straining. Over time, a sluggish colon may also increase the risk of diverticulitis, a painful inflammation of intestinal pouches that develop in the walls of the colon due to lack of regular movement and pressure. Perhaps even more concerning is the effect of ultra-processed foods on the gut microbiome. This intricate network of microorganisms is not only vital for digestion but also influences immunity, mood, metabolism, and the body's inflammatory response. A diverse and well-balanced microbiome is supported by dietary fiber, especially fermentable fibers, known as prebiotics, which serve as fuel for beneficial bacteria. In the absence of fiber, as is common in a diet dominated by ultra-processed foods, gut bacteria starve and their populations dwindle. Pathogenic strains may take over, promoting a state of dysbiosis, an imbalance in the microbial community that is associated with a host of problems, including irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, increased intestinal permeability, or leaky gut, food sensitivities, and systemic inflammation. The additives found in ultra-processed foods, such as emulsifiers, artificial sweeteners, and preservatives, further disrupt the gut environment. Emulsifiers like carboxymethylcellulose and polysorbate 80, commonly used to improve texture and shelf life, have been shown in animal studies to erode the protective mucus lining of the gut and promote inflammation. Artificial sweeteners such as sucralose and aspartame, often included in diet or light versions of processed products, may alter microbial composition in ways that increase glucose intolerance and gut barrier dysfunction. These changes are subtle and cumulative, meaning damage builds quietly over time, often before symptoms become evident. Gastrointestinal discomfort linked to ultra-processed foods extends beyond constipation. Many people report bloating, gas, and indigestion after consuming processed meals or snacks, especially those high in fats and low in fiber. These symptoms are often attributed to sensitive stomachs or stress, but they may in fact stem from dietary patterns that lack the structural and functional elements needed to support digestion. When fiber is missing and chemical additives are present, the digestive tract becomes inflamed and sluggish, impairing nutrient absorption and fostering discomfort that can evolve into chronic gastrointestinal disorders. Compounding the problem is that many people who experience digestive issues turn to over-the-counter laxatives, antacids, or digestive aids rather than addressing the root cause, their diet. This symptom-focused approach can offer temporary relief, but may allow the underlying damage to continue unchecked. Worse still, frequent use of laxatives can lead to dependency, electrolyte imbalances, and even worsen the very problems they're intended to relieve. As people cycle between ultra-processed food consumption and pharmaceutical remedies, their digestive systems become increasingly dysregulated and reliant on external interventions. Children are particularly vulnerable to the digestive consequences of ultra-processed foods. With the modern diet often centered around processed snacks, sugary cereals, and fast food, many children consume far below the recommended daily intake of fiber. Constipation is now one of the most common gastrointestinal complaints among pediatric populations, and early disruptions to gut microbiota can have long-term consequences, including increased risks of allergies, autoimmune conditions, and even anxiety or depression later in life. The gut-brain axis, an intricate communication pathway between the digestive system and the central nervous system, is still developing during childhood, making a healthy diet critical for both physical and mental well-being. In the long term, the digestive burden of ultra-processed foods may manifest in more serious disorders. Inflammatory bowel disease, IBD, Crohn's disease, and ulcerative colitis have been linked in observational studies to diets low in fiber and high in processed foods, though more research is needed to clarify the causal mechanisms. Nonetheless, the trend is alarming. Societies that have embraced ultra-processed diets are seeing rising rates of gastrointestinal illnesses that were once relatively rare. Ultimately, the absence of dietary fiber and the presence of disruptive additives in ultra-processed foods represent a direct assault on digestive health. What starts as mild discomfort or constipation can, over time, evolve into chronic inflammation, microbial imbalance, and systemic dysfunction. These issues are preventable, but only if diets shift away from industrial convenience and toward whole, unprocessed foods that nourish the gut, support microbial diversity, and allow the digestive system to function as nature intended. Without such a shift, the prevalence of digestive issues will continue to rise, quietly eroding quality of life while fueling a cycle of dependence on processed solutions for problems caused by processed foods themselves.